Hello, my friends, for the third and final time today on Big Ol' Belgian Beer Day. I am the Drunk Pokeroo, and it is beer time. Now, I am hatless. Hatless. I left my hat upstairs. I'm too lazy to go get it. Plus, I'm watching White Christmas with Bing and Danny. Not friends, just the guys on the screen. Back to our Belgian beer celebration today with one of probably the best beers in the world. I'm not going to say probably. One of the best beers in the world. Modeled after, they brewed it for years for them. I'm going to say it wrong. West 1112 or West 1112, whatever it is. Comes St. Bernardus Abt 12. One of the finest quads out there. I'm always forgetting. ABV of 10%. Now, in Ontario, where I live, in case you didn't know, weird. This is what happens when you've had two Belgian dark strong ales already today. You can sometimes find it in this large format bottle. I like buying these. Why do I like buying these? Because I take this and I stick it in my cellar for a good 6 months to a year. It just becomes so much more complex and beautiful. Not to say it doesn't drink great, because it's already been sitting around a while by the time we get it here. This comes out of the St. Bernardus Mix Pack, available at the LCBO. We talked about it the other day. It is $21.95. It's one of the more pricey ones, but you're getting 6 beers of top-notch Belgian quality beer. So let's get into this. I could seriously drink Belgian strong dark ales, quads, and tripels every day and never get bored. I love hoppy beers. Especially the big like double imperial IPAs. But there is something about Belgian beer, about Belgian style beers. And we have a few here in Ontario. Shacklands and New Limburg Brewing pop into mind. I'll leave a link down below to their website. You guys go check them out because they're making some amazing, probably the best Belgian beer outside of Belgium. And even some of the stuff that is rivaling stuff I got out of Belgium. When it comes to this beer, this is one of those beers that, strangely enough, you can find everywhere. You can find individual bottles of this everywhere in Ontario for a relatively cheap price. That is amazing. I know people rail against the LCBO, and I get it. There's a lot of issues there. But the fact that I can find this beer and Trappist Rochefort 10 and a host of other European beers to supplement my Ontario craft beer is amazing to help further your education. If you haven't had this, you need to try. So let's get into it, as it were. So big, dark fruits, chocolate. I do like this beer. Cheers, my friends, to all things Belgian today. November 27th, Poke and Belgium. Why not? We can make it a thing. National Belgian Beer Day. There you go. Cheers. So, this is a big, dark, warming, caramel, dark fruits, fig raisin, plummy, sugar, beautiful goddamn beer. Oh my God. The very essence of slow sipping is, first of all, high ABV, because there's a reason you're slow sipping it. You don't want your IPAs to warm up. You want to drink those fairly quickly. Lagers and that, obviously, you're just kind of, drinking those. When it comes to these beers, the more they warm up a little bit, and I don't mean warming up. When people say room temperature beer drives me insane, we mean cellar temperature beer. So you're talking 10, 12, 14 degrees, I guess, would even be there. I don't put this in the fridge. I have a nice cool spot in my cellar. If I do have it in the fridge, I always take it out a half hour or so before. Just a personal preference. I don't like it super cold. I find it constricts some of the flavors. The thing with this beer is you are not going to pound through it. You are going to sit here and enjoy it, and it changes. The nuances become even deeper and richer as you go along. I do tend to go on a little bit about these beers because I really think that this is the kind of beer that changed the way I see beer. This and any, obviously, Ontario beers, any big ABV beer kind of made me stop and go, whoa, wait, hang on a second. Like, I'm just not pounding this beer to quench a thirst or to get hammered. There's a lot going on in here. It's so rich and deep, and it does change as it warms up. So look for it on your shelf. You've seen the box. Look for that St. Bernardus Mix Pack. Pick it up. I had the Wit yesterday, the Tripel, and the Double. Fantastic beers all around. There's another Tripel in there. I believe there's a Blonde in there. But if you find any of these big ABT 12s, buy 2 or 3 of them. They're a little, again, not cheap, but stick them in your cellar. And by stick them in your cellar, just stick them in the back of your fridge if you don't have a cellar. People say cellar, they're trying to be fancy. Mine is like basically where my electrical box is. I have like a shelving unit around it, but it's against the brick wall. and it tends to have that same kind of consistent temperature all year round. Just keep it consistent. If you're going to keep and cellar beer, keep it consistent. Don't move it from warm to cool, warm to cool. Keep it in a place where the temperature is going to stay consistent inside of the light. That's all cellaring means. Do not take that to mean you have to have a cellar and be fancy like wine drinkers or something like that. It's not what it means. It means you're just hanging on to it for a little longer. Give it a year. Or even, buy 3, drink one in 6 months, drink one in a year, really experience it. It is worth the money. I could go on forever, but my movie has got to go back on. Jinx is waiting. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. This has been a wonderful day. Cheers, my friends, to Belgium and all things Belgian. It's one of the best.